Ooh, what the juck is, everybody? Jenna here, back at it with episode 28 of the 2026 Maplestory progression series. How are you all doing? I'm doing a lot better. I alluded in the August plans video that I keep mistitling the previous month because I don't do my diligent work. Okay, let me start again. I'm feeling a lot better. I was alluding to, to taking a break, slowing down, have all those buzzwords, flirting with the idea of doing less. Ooh. But it is time to get into to see what actually I managed to do this week. And spoiler alert, I pretty much did everything that I did the previous week, just in a lot less time. I hit a stride on Monday and had a burst of motivation, and yeah, I did like all my boss that day. So we have money, just didn't have all the money on the day that it counted. All right, regardless, let's dive into the gains. We are dangerously close to level 25, and I will probably stop tracking this once we're 25, because that's really the biggest milestone. After that, I think level 30 you get a mount. Level 25 is really the last milestone. 15 extra attack and magic attack for the entire crew. Looking forward to that. Plan recap of the week. So yeah, I did all my bosses on Monday, even though I needed all of it on Sunday. Made sure at least get the August video out, but still have 2 videos cooking. It's just, I want to do so many things, and there's so little, like, I can't do everything. It's not enough time in the day between all my activities outside of Maple and all the activities I want to do in Maple. God, like, talk about being time poor. Regardless, not much else happened this week. I know Maple Classic came out, but I have I have no interest to relive that experience. I'm happy with the time that I spent on that game back in like 2006, but God, 20 years ago, god damn. But now I'm happy to play Modern, and I like Modern's progression a lot better. All right, let's look into a cheeky little preview of next week. This is wrong. I think it's a 2x day. God, I need a farm. I think it's 2x. 2x Erda, I should say. I think it is. Don't quote me. But not much else. You can see how much I did not edit this. But yeah, uploading this late. I didn't even mention that. This is late. But hey, look, better it came out than never. So yeah, not much planned for this week. It's rather just another diligent weekly / daily week of just, hey, put in the time, get the gains, and peace out. Nothing too crazy is happening this week. All right, as for the Star Force coming up on the 16th, little different format. We'll go through the gains that the Ren made soon, but I'm thinking of maybe upping the Adele and the Blaster. Now, this is all purely for my own satisfaction, because they don't actually unlock anything by getting a little stronger. They already do bosses pretty damn quick, all about having them quote-unquote complete as Legion champions. The Adele more so than... Look, both of them are just juiced, honestly. We'll see. I'll dive into it as we get through each character. Speaking of characters, let's look at the overview. Alrighty, so the Ren is still level 288. The Blaster is now at 279, and it will sit there for like the next 5 weeks, and then it will sip a potion and ding to 280, which is kind of big. And now the Hayato is getting the Monster Parks and getting the MPEs. W Blaster, W Hayato. And then Aerolite still 285. Didn't do much training this week due to doing less in the game. And then of course the Kinesis, just 2 Monster Park, is now 265. Alright, as for Chronos spending, I still managed to get about, according to this, 57 bill ready for Star Force for the Ren, and I used all of that to get gains, which left me 54 bill for the week. That's what I did on on Monday. I still have BM to do on basically all my characters, so there is still a pretty big stimmy waiting to be collected. All right, let's dive into who got lucky this week. Did I track everything? I think it was only the Dawn Warrior again. So this was, this way. I need to segment this as Lisa, because it just looks like all these guys got lucky. But no, the only pitch drop this week, I technically got 2 pitches. One of them was a Black Heart on the Errol, and the other was a Zerkt on the Dawn Warrior. W, Dawn Warrior. Alrighty, let's dive into the characters. And I need to start changing this up. because if you look at the Adele, nothing changed. Look at the Blaster, everything besides level only changed. Same with the Hayato, nothing changed for the Hayato, nothing changed for the Kana, nothing changed for the Shade. Like we just got the same, same range, no changes. Outside of the Dormory getting a Zerk, nothing else changed. Same with the Lin, and at least with the Wild Hunter did gain some range just because a Twilight Mark finally dropped, and this is 12 stars. And just because of the boss set, it climbed up a bit of range from last week. And then, of course, we progressed through the Liberation mission. And I guess like the only thing to say about these meals is that looking at the track, I can do a 5-man BM to lib 1 week earlier, or if I wanted to, if I wanted to solo BM or get a red dot carry, I could lib 2 weeks earlier, which is fine, I guess. This is this week. Well, this is next week, which is this week. God, uploading late fucks with my schedule. It's fine. Look, it's fine. After this week will be 950, and then at reset I'll be 420. So next reset, if I desired, if I could find a red dot carry, the Wild Hunter could be lived. Same goes with the Demon Slayer. It's in the exact same boat as they fight neck and neck. So after this week, I just haven't done the mission, which is why the values are a little skewed. And then the hero again made no gains, and I didn't plan this out, but I think it's in a similar bucket where if I do it a week early, it will lib like on patch day. So, yippee. All right, so that's a quick run through of all of my Satini boss meals and Legion champions, as they are slowly and steadily just becoming meso bots. They just give me money. I spend an hour a week on them and they give me money. So let's actually go through those who made gains. And the biggest gainer was the Ren. Look at that. That is a 12, nearly a 13 mil increase. 12 mil. Let's be steady here. 12 mil increase. We have broken 300 mil CP, which is an absolute banger. And we are also dangerously close to maxing out these 4 symbols, which is kind of cool. That's going to be more damage on bosses, more EXP, and all that fun stuff. And then we need to get to 290 as soon as possible so we can actually keep getting these dailies in. All right, so what was the major gainer? And of course, the source of suffering. The last week I alluded to my tech. I don't know how much it actually ended up costing. It was 57 mil for this plus the arcanes. The arcanes did my head in. We'll get to the arcanes in a second, but this is what I did. I got the Dom to 21 stars, transferred it over to a sauce, to a Alex Indent. God, I just fucking mind blank. And then I transferred that over to a sauce, and then I just 4-4'd it. And it was good. It was a nice free bit of gain. 22 star sauce, my second one on the account. So that's the Blaster has the other one. And then it's like unique through free cubes. And I think it's like 11% strength right now. So it's pretty chopped. And of course, I tapped the arcanes from 21 star to 22. Both the cape, the shoes, and the boots all boomed on the first tap. I should have just fought it. I should have just fought it. I went through all my capes, all my shoes, all my boots. I went through so many boots that I had to run my bosses shoeless, hoping for another box. I went through 7 shoes to get 1 fucking star. 7. This is, even though foring it is expensive and we get such a ludicrous amount of spares of arcades, the peace of mind to not have it boom, I think, trumps it. I think it's so much better to just bite the bullet and just for it. Because look at this variance. For 1 star, it's just 10 to 15 bill. But if you, without safeguard, it's anywhere from 1 to 8 bill. Anywhere. And of course, it's like booming chance is pretty damn high. You're gonna boom at least once to go for it. Like, goddamn. Like, I think the shoe went 21 stars like 3 times afterwards. It was driving. I was losing my mind. Thankfully, I did BM. BM gave me a box, and that box turned a shoe, and I managed to tap it at 22 stars. So, Let's see here. Let's see. I think it was average 14 bill for this, and then it was what, 8 bill each. So let's do some quick math. Quick math. So 8. Let's do the absolute pinnacle as my calculator. Okay, calculator deciding to just not work. You know what? I can do this. The technology. So 8 times 4 plus 14.5. It was give or take 46.5 bill to get all this, the sauce and the arcades. I spent 57 point whatever bill on it, so a little over average. If I would have probably spent more if I did it this way. So look, I managed to probably save money by not foring it, but god, my mental suffered. But it was a lot of fun trying to, like, damn, I had like, it gave me like motivation on Sunday to, like, damn, I need to like do it, all my boss meals, try get arcane boxes to see if I can actually not be a shoeless hobo on the Ren. And well, high rolled, BM gave me what I wanted, and the Ren is completed with arcanes. My first full 22 on the account, W Ren. So going forward, for future upgrades, the ET is next. I will probably just 4 it, go all the way. I'll use the excess money and just get this 22 star and be done with it. And then really what's left for the Ren in the interim, well, before waiting for the map and the Zerk to drop, is to fix these potentials. You see, look at this, 23 star. Also, what is going on with, I just realized these are all black. What? Okay, well, that's, what? Do I have a filter on? All right, this is completely taking me out of it. There is a filter. I think it's a transparency filter. Oh, it's a chroma key. You know what? There we go. All right, fixed. that freaked me out for a second. Like, what's going on here? I wonder if that corrupted anything else. All right, regardless, let me get back on track. All right, so yes, the pots are pretty chopped. Mainly the sauce, the shoulder. I'm not sure if I want to touch the Golix gear, because I'm in an odd position. Also, I got a level 6 Roro box, Rod box. It's a Rod box, not a Roro. It's a Roro ring. Look, I can get a 30-day Raw 6, which is great. Also redid the inventory so it looks nicer. But I have 3 Dreamabouts, 2 CFAs, and I've been yapping about this numerous, but I could just redeem a map and a Zerk. But we're 13 weeks away till 390 pitch cores. That'll give me the Jenny badge, which is around October 29th. And then if I wait a couple of days and do BM on the November 1st, my birthday, W birthday, I could get a Jenny badge then, if I don't really high roll and get it before then. If I get it before then, boom, I can instantly buy a Zerk and a map, and I can just transition. If I have all the money in the world, I could just transition to like 9 set, even 10 set if I LARP with a a black heart. That'll be a absolute generational increase, and I'll be in a very unique position where my weapon is in inventory line, all my emblem, and I'm still rocking CRA gear. So the Ren is in a pretty good position to just go all the way, and honestly, I might not touch the Golix. It's because we are so close, and assuming worst case scenario, the amount of time it'll take to get back to 260 to get the both, like to pity Zerk and a map. That's what I get, roughly 8. This is not working. All right, thanks computer. As calculator decided to not work. Well, this is important stuff. I didn't dock myself. It's important to know this, but give or take. Why is this? There we go. It's about 32 weeks. I didn't realize it's a lot. Give or take, because we're going to get more crystals from, what's it called? Mystic Frontier, maybe. And then, of course, BM. So 32 weeks to then PDA. But that's like what? That's over 6 months. So come July next year, that's worst case scenario. So hopefully by then, I'll at least have at least bare minimum 3 set Eternals. Bare minimum. All right, so that's enough talking about the Ren. The Ren really needs a cube sale, and I'm on half mind to just skip any future Star Force events and then once the next cube sale hits, just go all out to fix the bots. Because I got what? Let's see here. Not changing this. So it's just one. Could change this. This is, it's 30%. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, potentially 9. Okay, 8 to 9 pieces to cube, which is a decent amount. Because this alone's like 30 bill. This is probably another 30 bill. If I'm being generous, it's probably higher. If I'm just settling the 3-line attack. And then, which is like not that bad. Like, think about it. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, interesting things to do with the Ren. Move forward. All right, that's a lot of yapping about the Ren. The next one I want to chat about is the Errol. The Errol gained 15 mil CP, but it was because of the black card. I wanted to make bosses a little easier and quicker today, well, this week, just because I wanted to Star Force and I was running out of time. And I was like, fuck it, I'll make Hard Saren and Black Mage easier by just redeeming the Raw 6, this here, for the next 30 days, and then popping a black card. And I got a black card as a drop for running bosses that week, which was W. So not much else happened here. I got Eternal Guardian slowly and surely getting to level 30. And then what else? I think that's really just it. It didn't really make much gains. We got dangerously close to 4-set gold, which is going to be a huge increase. But again, the Errol was in kind of a, what's it called, state? Purgatory state, as it funds the Kinesis, which got some gains. Up by 7 mil. Didn't make as many gains as I only had 10 bill. But with it, I didn't make the fancy spreadsheet. But this is 21 stars. This is all 21 stars. I think this is 18. And then I got this as 16 stars. This is 0 stars. And I had an interesting thought, as I might leap the Kinesis early. The reason for this is that Rite of Die gives 2 levels 270 pots, 269 to 270, and you can get one from Challenger, one from Kronos. The Challenger Pass also has one, and it's just chilling in the inventory because this is old. And then the check-in event this week, next week, goddamn, next Sunday, will give me another one. So that's 4. All I got to do is get a 266, smuggle out whatever I wanted, including like Operation Diaphragms and anything else I see fit. I could leap, and then on the 16th August Star Force, I could up this even further. You can get the Stimmy and the big Mezzo that Kronos provides. So it'll be 4-set Arcanes. All these can go 21 star, probably boost to 22 star. Arcanes to 18 star, and then try and do whatever else. Because it hasn't really got many drops. You can see here. It's got a Sup Earring, and that's about it. So I could get the Sup Earring 21 star, and really, that's it. It's still really like slow. So it's a little annoying, I thought, of this late, because it was kind of a waste redeeming the Arcanes. I could have just put them on the Errol for even more gains, so it's like, eh. But the reason for this is to, with Kronos money, get it strong enough to start doing C10 bosses with the Journey Pass, so it can liberate pretty damn early, because it's only like, I think, 4 weeks. Even less if I can somehow, like, red dot it in BM. And then the only reason to keep it in Challenge World is to take it further. I could potentially get it at 274. I think 274 is the most realistic. 275 is a little much. I think, actually, no way. I think 273 was the maximum I could probably get it. So that's actually reasonable. 273. It's tempting, but at the same time, having to do Monster Park on it is becoming a bit of a drainer. Like 4 Monster Parks each day. Like this at least gives me relief, where it's like, boom, I could be out of Challenger World by August 9th, and then 270, and then I could up this, which kind of gives me like that sounds way better than having to log in it every day to do Monster Park, whereas I can just log into it to just do dailies, and then out Monster Park, and that saves me like 20 minutes a day. So that's what I'm thinking. I'll think about it a bit more, as it's still needing a bit more Hexa. It's nearly done. This is like what, 1? I don't think I need to get this if I want to boss with it. So it's really just 8 more energy, and then boom. Basically, good to go, unless I want to like bank some frags, want to get the Ascent up. That's a brainstorm session for a later date, as the Kinesis is slowly ready to skyrocket in terms of damage. All right, so I think that wraps it up. Yeah, it's like without going through like 15, well, the other 11 boss meals and like saying the exact same thing. This video became a lot easier to a lot shorter, I should say. But that wraps it up. It was despite the slower week, stepping it back and not doing much for, I think the first 4 days, well, 3.5, I should state, didn't really touch the game outside of dailies. But then I managed to hit what kind of analogy can I make? A late game power spike, my backloaded burst, and then managed to ult, and then did everything on the Monday, the Tuesday, and the Wednesday. But yeah, apologies for this video being late, but that does it for episode 28. As always, thank you for watching, and of course, have a jucking good day. I'll catch you all in the next one. Yeah.